What's up, everybody? It's Weston with Flipping Wheels. This video is going to be a little informational video on how I find my deals on Craigslist. I usually do this on my cell phone, so today I'm going to be doing it on my laptop. So bear with me, it might not be perfect at the beginning. Let's go to Craigslist right now and let's get started. Okay, I'm already on it. All right, so first thing I do is I am from Searcy, Arkansas, which the closest town over to me that is on the Craigslist thing right here is Little Rock. I usually do Little Rock, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, every option in Arkansas, and then I'll do surrounding states. Memphis, Tennessee is not that far from me. Monroe, Louisiana. I just got that jet ski that I paid $3,000 for from West Monroe, Louisiana. I got it last week or 2 weeks ago, maybe. And I'll do Texarkana. It is pretty much anything within 4 hours of me. What I do is say I have $5,000 to spend. If I have $5,000 to spend, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to put $5,000 to spend. I'm going to put 7,000 so I can get a wider range of cars out of my budget, so I can literally negotiate down to 5,000. And a lot of times they won't say yes, and they might not. But if you message enough people, they could possibly say yes. So always go above your limit so you can negotiate down. I do not mess with cars. I'm not going to put 800 because you're going to get a bunch of BS cars, a bunch of issues usually, a bunch of other people's problems. I'm going to stay above 2,000. I'm going to stick in the $2,000 to $7,000 with my $5,000 to spend, as an example. Make and model, I'm not going to be that picky about. I just want the good deal. I'm probably going to be looking for SUVs and trucks because I have just bought and sold so many of them that I know them way better, and it's a lot less of a risk to me because I've just bought so many. I know what to look for my area. Mileage, I'm going to do, let's do 100,000 all the way to 210. 210's honestly on the far side, but some of these Silverados, they'll go forever, and people know that, and they just want the truck for the truck, and they'll even buy them with 210,000 miles. In my area, it may not work for yours. Condition, I don't mess with this because some people just BS this and they put good, great, I mean excellent. So I just kind of don't mess with that. Cylinders, V6 on some cars, V8 on other cars. Drive, manual or automatic. Probably going to be an automatic. Manual on very few vehicles. Maybe like a Camaro with the T56 transmission. I would want a manual because that transmission is very expensive and very wanted. It helps the resale value on those quite a lot, quite a bit. So fuel, gas or diesel. I'm going to be buying gas. I'm not going to mess with that either, though. There probably won't be that many diesels. Color, size, blah, blah, blah. Transmission. Oh, no, that's rear wheel drive. Sorry. Manual, automatic, front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, full wheel drive. It just depends on what I find. I'm just going to leave it like this for right now. I'm going to update the search. Okay, so here we are. These are priced at the newest. Yep. Okay, now we're ready to go. So looking at these off the bat, here's a Ford Mustang. I not really messed with Ford Mustangs much. I'm going to stick to what I have messed with and what I do know the most about. So you won't see me clicking on many cars because they don't typically sell as well in my area. For what I've learned, they could, and I could be doing it. Just really good at trucks, but I'm going to stick with that. Let's see if we can find something. Now, oftentimes it takes me a week to find a really good car that I like. At least 3 days. It could be, today, but don't get discouraged if it's taking you a little longer than you like. You do the worst thing. Ricky, Caleb, and I would want you guys to do is to buy something that you could not resell again. So take your time when you're doing this. Don't get excited. Make sure you find a car that you know is a good deal, because you, like we say, is you find all the profit at the beginning. You make all your money at the beginning. So let's keep looking. These I do not mess with convertibles. They are harder to sell. The value is not as good with a convertible. Um, this is not, I doubt this is even a LS1 engine, but the convertible hurts this alone. So I won't even click on this. I've learned that just from over the years, seeing them so many times. So if you guys saw, okay, never mind. That's a flatbed truck. Not a chance. I was going to use that as an example. Okay, let's keep looking. These I do not mess with. I always see these for sale for some reason. I know that these, that's weird, they're right next to each other. I know that these Grand Cherokees do not sell well in my area. They don't hold value well. They have lots of issues. The motor starts knocking at an early stage. I see them at the auction all the time. I just stay away from them because I don't want to risk it. These are in the same family. Um, the only Jeep that I will buy is a Jeep Wrangler, and there's one. My stepdad has one for sale outside, right here. They are very good Jeep Wranglers, but these two cars I don't know much about. They could sell decent or well, but I'm gonna stick away from them because I know nothing about them. I don't want to risk my money. Um, these sell well if they're full wheel drive. 3950. This would be a great buy if it was full wheel drive. Let's look. I bet it's not full wheel drive. And it is, if it doesn't say it, I doubt it is because that's a huge deal in my area. See if we can look inside at the dash. And they didn't show it. It would be on the left side on this vehicle. It would be push button. This is definitely not a four wheel drive. They would have mentioned it. This at this price, 3,000 would be a good deal for a two wheel drive. 3950 to 4200 would be a good deal in my area for a four wheel drive. So if that would have been full wheel drive, I would have been all over this. I would have, first thing I would have done is text them, hey, do you still have this car? Yes, this is at a dealer lot. I can tell already. They put it at 3950 to so that you don't have to pay sales tax. It's kind of something that you know gets the buyer excited. They go, oh, it's less than 4,000, so it helps them out and it gets their buyers gets them buyers quicker. But if this was full wheel drive, first thing I would do is text them, say, hey, do you have this? Ask questions about it. You never want to. This actually happened today. I had someone ask about one of my vehicles and said, hey, will you take this? And I said, I can't take that much. I could do this. And they said, I only have this. And I was like, all right, let's make something work. I still was going to make about 1,000 off of it. I was just getting a quick turnover. Literally didn't get a text back. So that just tells you right there that he is just texting everyone, shooting low offers. And it's more annoying. And people don't even want to mess with you after that once you start doing that. So always ask about this car. We're just using this as an example. If it's four wheel drive, I would text them, "Hey, do you have this car? Hey, what are the miles on it? How is there any rust underneath this? Because I know these tend to have rust. These in the trucks, these rocker panels right there, rust all the time. I would ask about the rust. Does the AC work? That is very important. We're in summer now. It's going to be hot. People are going to want that. First thing they check would be that. Any mechanical issues? Does the motor run smooth? Transmission shift out good? Then I would start, leveraging using price after I get some information. Make sure they know you're interested. We'll keep moving on. 2004 Mercury Mountaineer. So this is the pretty much the same thing as a Lincoln Aviator and a Ford Explorer. Before I look at this, the first thing I want to know about this is if it's third row seating. This is not a price I want to pay for this, but I'm using it as an example. Um, this is a decent price to resell it at. Like if we bought it for 2,100, getting it sold for 3,000 or 3,200 would be a great price for a consumer, but not someone that's buying to flip. You could maybe leverage this down to 2,000, but I would want to know, is this third row seating, all wheel drive, full wheel drive? What is it? So let's get into it. It is an all wheel drive. Okay, it says all wheel drive. 4.0 motor, good tires and wheels. Wheels, I don't know. Good tires on it. Third row. Okay, that is good. Third row. The reason people want third row is they want the capacity of a full-size vehicle, but they want a mid-size car so they can, get in parking spots easier, fit it in their garage, just get in and out of places easier, but they want to be able to hold the same amount of people as a full size. So that is where these come in handy in my area, and people will flock to stuff like this. It's right under 200,000 miles. Really, that's okay on these cars. But this, with being all drive and third row, not a bad deal for a consumer. If you could get this down to 2,100, I think you could make 900 to 1,200 bucks on this car in my area in a week to 2 weeks all day long. I would buy 20 of these for $2,100 and just flip, two a week. Two I would buy but 3,000 is about where you want to be selling it. I know that at the auctions I see these go for 1,800 to 2,200. So I know what this dealer's paying. He's not making that much money off of it, but I know that when I get this, I can sell it almost instantly because it has the third row seats and the all-wheel drive. And this has taken me 4 or 5 Explorers, an Aviator. I have not bought one of these. My dad has, not a Mercury. But I've learned over time that they want the like the 4.0 and the all-wheel drive, and the third row seating is a huge deal. And that's just taken time that's taking me a little while to learn. But this would be a good car if I could get it for a certain price in my area. Now this is just how I do things on Craigslist when I search. I just kind of make sure that's in like a recent post. It's not an old post. Um, I always go above what I have to spend, and I kind of just do it like that. And I just stick to a certain group of cars that I know the most about, and I don't buy anything I know nothing about, because my worst fear is putting my money in something and not being able to get rid of it. But that is just a little bit of examples. I'll be making more videos like this. Okay, so this is, before I go, this is called a Cat Eye Silverado. These things sell like crazy. Before I click on this ad, okay, yeah, it's a step side. So these are hot items, like insanely hot. 4,500 is a steal for this. The only issue with this is, and I can already tell you just from looking at so many of these, is it's step side, meaning the body or the bed is fiberglass. They break, crack all the time. If anything hits them, they crack all the time. And the rocker panels rust right there. But let's look at, this is actually a really good deal. Solid cat eye. People want this right here. This body style, 03 to 07 classic. Really 03 to 06. 07 was a split year. They made the new body style and they made half of the old body style, called a 07 classic. I don't know what he's showing me right here really, but it's a window, yeah, side of the truck. Solid. Wait, oh my god. Yep, that's exactly what I was talking about. Okay, yeah, this happens literally. I'll go to the auction and I'll see like 20 of these at the auction. And I really haven't looked into it, but you might be able to get a bed on it and fix it for cheap. The only issue is um, getting the colors to match. Even if you got a red one, it's been faded, from being out in the sun so long. It might still be hard to match. But if you can get a cheap bed for this, you might be able to fix it. But this is an issue that I was talking about, and they often rust right here. But I've seen hundreds of these like this. That kind of upsets me because I was going to text this guy. But so this is that. It is loaded out. That's good. It's got the full center console. This is the LTZ Z71. This is the highest model before the Silverado SS. 189,000 miles is actually not a lot of miles for this car at this price range. This is actually a good deal if you could get it for, and you can use this as crazy leverage, because you would have to get a whole new side, not the whole new bed, but a whole new side. This is steel, other side's fiberglass. You could just replace this. I don't know how cheap they are. That's something I would look into. But if you could find a red one, or if you can paint or something, this is something that if you can do the dirty work, you can make money off this all day long. But I can't paint, and I don't know where I would get a bed, so I wouldn't mess with it typically. But 3,800, 3,700, pay 500 to 800 for a bed. Get that all set up. This is a moneymaker if you do it right and you have connections. As of right now, I don't. on this aspect. Not really, I don't think, unless I looked into it and I could find a deal on a side bed for a step side. But these sell like hotcakes in Arkansas. They're called cat eyes. 4,500 is not bad if the bed was perfect. But maybe you could use that as a huge amount of leverage, possibly. Doesn't hurt to ask. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's how I go about finding my deals. Um, if you guys have any questions on this video, put them in the main chat on the Flipping Wheels course. And hope you guys have a happy Sunday. I'm about to work on one of my vehicles.